Hello and welcome back to my channel, Complicated Relationships Reddit Stories. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. Now let's see what the story is about today. You met your wife in college, got married after grad school, and had two beautiful children together. Well, there were some issues, but life together was generally very good, and you thought y'all were a success story. But where did it go wrong? Let's find out all about it in today's story. Also, if you like what I do, please give this video a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel.
3 years ago, we were sitting at the kitchen table during tax season. We were discussing finances, not just the monthly budget, but the big stuff. I found it a bit odd that she was texting during such an important conversation. It wasn't texting the kids, they were both home. To this day, I have no idea what compelled me to snatch the phone from her hand mid-text. I had never suspected a thing, at least consciously. A look of horror immediately came over her, so I darted into the other room with the phone and locked the door. The text string was about planning a weekend in Vegas with her AP. I was blown away. She was banging on the door, yelling and sobbing. I texted the guy, pretending to be her. I wrote something like, "I can't wait to be between the sheets with you again." His response affirmed that they were sleeping together.
While locked in the room, OP called his brother. He came over and convinced the wife that OP stays with him for a few days.
Drama naturally ensued, but after a couple of months of me living on the boat, we decided to try and reconcile. We had weekly therapy sessions together and alone. We each went to 2 sessions a week for about a year. Some ground rules were set. One rule was that she was never to contact AP again. It wasn't a sacrifice as she had no professional or social connections with him other than the affair. It was a real grind. I had strong emotions of anger, fear, pain, hopelessness, and despair. Gradually, things started to arrive at a new normal. I started enjoying life with her again. I used to run a search for AP's phone number in our phone provider's call log, often without her knowledge. I did the search less and less as time went on. About a year ago, again without suspicion, I ran the search, and there it was. 2 minutes long calls between them, and then 2 calls that were over 30 minutes each. I called AP's number, and the voicemail announced his name. I felt that it would be advised for me not to leave a recording of my thoughts for him, so I hung up.
OP was crushed. All the trust he regained evaporated instantly.
I laid the groundwork by quietly moving some money around, changing passwords, retaining a lawyer, and securing a place to live. After that, I confronted her. I told her that she had broken the ground rule and that I would be leaving and filing for divorce. I went on to say that nothing that she could say or do that would change my mind, and that discussion on the matter was pointless. Of course, drama ensued. I've been gone for about a year now. We co-parent well, and the divorce process has gone smoothly. Our children are well and mostly happy. I guess those are successes. Her income will be sufficient to support her. I pay part of the mortgage on the house and monthly support for our daughter. We are selling the house when my daughter graduates from high school and splitting the equity. That will be enough for her to make a down payment for a new place to live. She will be fine.
OP has no idea if she now has a relationship with AP.
She may be dating him or someone else, but probably hasn't had any men at the house. Our daughter would have told me. She met him at work before she switched careers. He had no interaction with our social circle. I vaguely recall meeting him at one of her former employer's holiday parties. On the first D-Day, soon-to-be ex-wife told me that he was single. I didn't bother to ask after the second D-Day. I don't participate in much social media, but I have searched the web for him. Nothing that indicates his relationship status comes up. If I find out that he is in a relationship, I'll certainly tell his significant other.
Their son is in a rigorous program at college and has a very demanding internship in the summer.
When he is in the area, which isn't very often, he splits his time between us and enjoys staying on the boat some nights. Our daughter lives with her mom during the week and with me on the weekends. She's an athlete with a fair number of friends, so most of my weekend days are spent driving her to practice or to a friend's house. They both know that Mom was unfaithful. I don't bring it up. They haven't asked many questions, and I prefer to leave it that way. Both have had a few sessions with a therapist, and the therapist told me that she doesn't think additional sessions are needed. We have taken a collaborative approach. We are splitting things fairly equally. We won't have any financial obligations to each other once our daughter graduates from high school and the house is sold. Some of our assets are difficult to place a value on, and the complexity of that has prolonged the process.
Now the question is, why did she cheat?
This question haunts me. My heart desperately wants an explanation. It just wants an explanation to make sense of it all. Just why? Was I not enough? Was I not satisfying in the bedroom? Is my dad bod a turnoff? Did I say or do the wrong things? Was I not attentive enough? Is AP just better? What's wrong with me? I could go on and on. My mind, on the other hand, knows a few things. To me, there is no valid reason to cheat. No one forced her to remain in the marriage. She could have filed divorce papers, told me, and then jumped right into a relationship with someone else. Not much could have stopped that. I believe that she wanted the benefits of something new without the cost of losing what she had. I'm not sure if she assumed that I had stopped checking phone records or if she, on some level, wanted to be caught. What I do know is that by listening to her supposed reason for cheating, I would be allowing her to justify her actions. I'm not willing to give her the comfort that comes with justification.
Well, OP, I'm so sorry you have been going through this mess. None of this is your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. You could have been the most perfect, most attractive person and she'd still cheat on you because cheaters cheat. That is just what they do. It has nothing to do with you and everything to do with their inability to be loyal. Good luck, OP. Now, if you're enjoying the video so far, please give us a thumbs up so this video will reach more and more beautiful people like you. Story 2 is titled, My Wife of 10 Years Cheated. I don't know what to do because she's my best friend.
2 years ago, I suspected my wife of 10 years was cheating. She had been distancing herself and just acting strange for a few weeks. This was extremely noticeable because she and I are very close. We've been together since we were 17. I called her sister and got her to admit that she had feelings for a friend of ours, and they had been having an emotional affair through Snapchat and text. I was devastated. She and I have been together since high school and truly had a 1 in a million connection. Absolutely my best friend, and only person I've ever truly opened up to. We went through a lot during that time, but we made it work and things kind of seemed better for a while.
Fast forward a few months, and she became very jealous of OP's female friends and co-workers to the point that the jealousy was severely affecting their lives, causing many fights.
I have never been unfaithful to my wife. I've been intimate with other women way back in high school, but nothing since my wife and I began dating, so these accusations were ridiculous. This went on for months during a very stressful point in my schooling, finishing up a STEM PhD. I decided to move out for a while to get her to wake up and realize the severity of what she had done and was doing. During the time apart, I was very depressed. I've never been depressed in my life, not like this. Anyone who knows me would describe me as a loyal and nice guy who is also a manly man. I'm a hardworking farm kid with a military background, but I'm also very hippie and artsy. I've always felt all emotions very deeply and always wanted to be a tough guy with a soft heart.
OP ended up coming home and giving her a second chance.
She felt true remorse. She has cried and completely broken down hundreds of times. I know she is sorry. She swore up and down hundreds of times that nothing physical ever happened. I believed her, and things were truly great, maybe better than ever for almost a year. And then, the bombshell. I had just lost my aunt whom raised me. She was a mother to me. Diagnosed with cancer at 43 and died exactly 4 weeks later with me holding her hand. I felt like my life couldn't get much lower. Then my closest friends basically staged an intervention. They had heard that my wife's emotional affair was physical, and they told me about it. I went home and confronted her, and I told her I knew the truth even though she swore they never even kissed. She ended up admitting that she gave him in a parking lot 2 years ago. Just when I thought I couldn't feel any more pain. She bawled and swore it was a mistake, and she loves me more than anything. Says she will do anything to make this right and wants to grow old with me, etc. I love her to pieces and am scared. Besides this, we have a great relationship. The kind of marriage and relationship I've always wanted, which is why I think this hurts so much more. But I would have never believed this to be possible.
They weren't having issues, they weren't working too much or anything. It just happened and it was very easy for her to do it. Now, here is the update.
I'm dependent on my wife, and it's unhealthy. I've always been a very independent guy, being raised by my grandma, aunt, and mother simultaneously. Maybe out of that lack of a strong womanly bond, I formed an unhealthy attachment to my wife. I don't know. I'm in infectious diseases, not psych. Either way, it's not good for anyone. We don't have kids, though we had planned to start trying within the next 6 months. Maybe this was a massive sign. We have gone to couples counseling. It was very helpful. I'm not 100% past the feel sorry for myself. I wish I would have never went down that road, but it happened. The couples counseling was great, though she lied about the physical relationship. Makes it all feel like a waste.
OP knows what he needs to do and it's a mess, but he needs to pull it together.
I've agreed to not make any fast, rash decisions and go to counseling, but deep down, I know it's over. It's even harder with both of us being home from work due to this pandemic, but so many others have it much worse. Life is a mess sometimes, and I guess making long-term plans is a waste. Life has a sick sense of humor and always finds a way to mess up your plans. If anything, this experience has taught me to still love but trust less. My circle of friends is tighter, my armor is thicker, and I live in the moment now, and I've gotten back into things I used to love and neglected, like art and music.
Well, OP, she lied in a huge way about it's being just an emotional affair. Do not think for a second that she is not lying about the extent of the actual physical affair. She is lying again, and you cannot trust her at all. She knows exactly what she can do to get away with everything. She knows how much you love her, how far she can go, and you'd still forgive her. You are an open book to her. If your friend never had the intervention, she never would have told you. When she got jealous about your female co-workers and friends, she was projecting her own guilt for having her illicit affair onto you. She has problems to sort out, and so do you. You both need help, but your marriage cannot go on with this distrust overshadowing everything. I just hope you find your way. Thank you all for listening. Please like, comment and share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.